started as a production coordinator for a program called 2 on 2, which was a weekly magazine show. And I took an internship my last year of school with that show. And through that internship, I watched and worked with the producers. There were 4 producers on the show. And it was a internship for 6.5 months that led up to the end of the summer session that I was in. And during that time, I went on shoots with all the producers, and I learned how to watch editing and learned how to write a script and that type of stuff. Because the trucks are the truck is what is going to put the show on the air. Without the truck there, you know, the show can't get on the air. It has all the equipment. It has it's the mobile production truck. It's a mobile studio that gets out to the location. Otherwise, and there's a lot of them around the country. And every time you sit down, watch any kind of sporting event, you know there's a truck at that location. It's real important that once you decide what you want to do in this business, there's so many different branches and avenues you go off in. So it's really important while you're in school, and any advantage you can is to learn as many things about the whole production of a show as you can. It's your benefit as a producer to know how a cameraman should shoot something, how an audio person should be miking something, how an editor should be edited. Because there's many times when you're out in the field shooting something and you want to get a picture that you have in your mind as a producer, and a cameraman, you know, had a bad night the night before and doesn't have the energy to do it, and they'll tell you, no, I really can't do that, there's no way of doing it. But if you know that you can do it, you're able to explain to him how you want to get it done. All I can tell you from my experience is that they're very hands-on with the production of a game and how it looks when you do it at the network level. Now when we do it locally, like the Chicago Bears right now own the preseason rights. Each NFL team now owns the preseason rights to their own. They produce it the way they want it. There are some things they have to follow at the NFL. So the preseason is a little different than the regular season. But they're pretty hands-on. The NFL is a major corporation, and they want their product, you know, to look good for everybody watching. Some of the struggles were realizing that as much things that I thought I knew, you always were learning more and more as you were going on. You thought you were prepared. Right. So even though I was working in the business, I was still always learning. And I think that's the way I overcome. I just made sure I was still learning and listening. I was lucky enough to work with a lot of very good executive producers and higher producers than I was. I was very lucky that I came out that way. Programming in Chicago at the 3 stations, ABC, CBS, NBC, in the earlier days was very important. It was a way to generate more revenue for the station other than just news. So we were very busy doing local programming. And back then there was a commitment from the FCC that you had to have a certain amount of hours of children programming. That's kind of relaxed nowadays. So I also learned a lot of different types of programming.